Hi, I'm here with Elaina Martinez of Stray Cat Alliance, and we're going to discuss TNR, Trap, Neuter, and Return, and why Stray Cat Alliance goes to the trouble of helping educate the public on how to trap, neuter, return, and help stop pet overpopulation. Hi, Elaina. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, so tell us about this. What is this right here?
This is one of the humane traps at Stray Cat Alliance. We actually rent them out with a refundable deposit, and we ask all the community to use these in order to trap cats, and then we take them into our program to neuter and spay them, and then return them and release them back to the community.
Why is it so important to return them back to where they are?
Well, with the number of cats out there, really can't take them all in. But the other thing, too, is that they do a service for the community. They also help with, rodent problems and things like that. And we also have a very nice community that takes care of them also. So that's another reason why we release them back, because they may be friendly to some people and they want them.
All right, so tell us what the process is about how you go about from the beginning to trap humanely a cat and then begin the process to get it ready for spay neuter.
Sure. Okay, so the cages are rented out. We have several depots, and the person calls in and they ask for as many cages as they need. They have vet appointments, and then what we do is we train them how to use it, and we specifically ask that they use the proper materials when they're trapping. So they need to lay down paper. They need to also cover the cat as soon as it's trapped. But I'll show you step by step. The first thing you do is to take the paper and prepare the cage using this side here. This is the back door, and it's usually latched, but we're working here, so we'll unlatch it. Then you take regular newspaper, and this is put down in order to spare the cat any injury. Also, they'll be sitting in here for some time, so we want to make sure that they're comfortable. So we never take it to a clinic or any vet unless it's covered with paper. Secondly, we would then take some kind of smelly, delicious food and then place it on this side. This is a larger container, but you can put smaller depending on, what the cat may like.
Now, I know some people take paper plates. They also sometimes take just strips of newspaper. They will do everything from fried chicken and sardines and mackerel in tomato sauce.
Exactly, and it really depends. Sometimes you're just lucky they'll just take the regular crunchies and come right up. So,
and isn't there a process also, the cats, if they are a managed colony, they need to be not fed the night before?
That's right. You want to make sure that they do enter. So sometimes if they're a managed colony, like you said, we'll probably ask the people not to feed at least one meal so that then they're pretty hungry and they'll go in. Then after we place the food inside, you make sure it's latched on this end so they don't escape.
And this is the end that the doctors will take them in and out of when they do the procedures, correct?
Exactly. So then in order to set the trap, it's on the other side. And this is a very nice, and it's very nice. It's friendly to the cat, so it's because it's quiet. And it has 2 rings here, and the 2 rings have to be moved at the same time. So they go up, and that releases the door. Then you open it. These are 2 latches here that they lean on each other, and what that's doing is lifting the plate here. Then the cat would enter here, so here's our little friend, and the cat would enter here, and with the weight of sit there, and then the cage would close. And it's very humane because it's quiet, it won't injure the animal, and then the person trapping would then quickly then cover them so they remain calm for the next part of the process, which is to take them to the vet.
I heard also some people, when they set them, they will actually sort of leave them semi-covered, so that way it looks like anything. Some people even put cardboard boxes over them. They actually sometimes leave them out for days closed and sometimes put the food by them so the animals start to see it. And one other thing I heard is that they take newspaper, little strips of it, and maybe drop some of the food on it outside in the areas, so that way it sort of lures them in.
Exactly. We've had people trapping so many years now that they've been, adding to just this is the simple format, but we've had people get really creative, and the optimal thing is to get those cats spay and neutered.
And the other thing I know, too, last thing is to make sure you put some sort of twisty tie, a Ziploc, or something on the end of whatever the trap's set side is, so nothing can come out, because that side will always stay closed. And then what is the process for overnight and then going into the spay and neuter and then the follow-up care?
Yeah, the final part of that is then the overnight is probably to remain covered. It's separated apart from any outdoor animal or anything that could hurt the animals, maybe sometimes in the garage or something, so that the next morning you take them to the vet and they then will be spayed or neutered. They are placed back in the cages, and then the person does come back to pick them up. Within a certain amount of time, they will remain in the cage so that they're quiet and they have time to recover, and then they're released back to the community or to their feeding areas where they will remain.
And they do give, you do give food and water after a certain amount of time so that they're all right for the 24 hours. And what about a female that has been pregnant and has been aborted so that they, go back in? What is the process for those cats?
Well, depending on the female, sometimes their condition is that they are pregnant at the time, and the vets do give us instructions on that we should have them covered and also recover for a longer period of time, and sometimes they are released a little bit early if they are lactating and they're feeding their babies, so we do take all that into consideration.
And then, of course, the notching of which ear?
Oh, yes, it is the left ear.
I always think it's the right ear. we know that they get notched, and we know that there's a process and a reason for that, so when somebody's trying to trap again, or if they end up at the shelter, people know these animals have been spayed and neutered.
That's right. That's everybody. It's a universal signature. The tipped ear tells us that they've been done, and not to, that animal is now safe to the community.
And also, Stray Cat Alliance holds adoptions for these animals. They also hold spay and neuter clinics. People come in at a MASH-like setting for almost up to 150 cats. It's a really fabulous effort. And what's your most gratifying experience about trapping?
Oh, that is releasing them. We, after all the efforts and stuff, you see them run back to their little home, and you know that they're now going to be just living the longest and best life that they can. Right. So we're real excited about that.
Thank you so much for doing all the work you do. Thank you.